Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. These guys are looking pretty happy, but they're just, I don't even know if you can tell. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble. I have tried filming on several different things, and this is just the best that I can do right now, so sorry you guys. But they're just starting to pucker a little bit, and again, since they're going into their most active phase, I can be very happy about giving these guys a good drink. And this particular gritty mix dries out super fast, even here in northern Idaho where we are. This is another variety. I believe this is another, yeah, this is another Belobum variety. And you can see here just a little bit of wrinkling. So these guys are getting a good drink also. And I run it slow and turn the faucet on and off to prevent just total disruption of the top dressing. The pumice works the absolute best for me because it disperses the water. But the sand looks really nice with some of them, and some of them just, I don't like the pumice on quite as much. So I decided to try sand on a few of these, especially after my kitty knocked them over. I thought, wow, since I gotta redo them. And then some of them I just went ahead and put sand on just to try from the top, and a few of them don't have top dressing yet, because I wanted to keep an eye on this where the roots meet the soil. I really like top dressing for some things, but I really like being able to see the soil also, so I struggle sometimes. Alrighty, these guys, you can see hopefully on these bigger guys the wrinkles, and these guys are done blooming, as you can see the little dead blooms here, but they would love a drink, so they're gonna get a good soak in here. Yeah, let's see, more things that I can tell you about these guys. The cuttings definitely multiply a lot faster than the seeds, and you're getting a mature plant that can bloom much quicker. Sorry, I gotta grab a few out of the windowsill here. These are some of my babies. And they are so tiny, they're like the size of a pea. And a couple of these are cuttings that don't have roots, and a couple of these have roots. And for these guys, I'm actually gonna water them with a spray bottle so that I don't disrupt them too much. And these guys need to be planted a bit deeper, but I'm watching to make sure that there's no rot or anything going on, because they were looking pretty sad. But it's looking like they were just dehydrated. They're starting to plump up a lot, but they need another drink. So these guys are getting another drink as well. And I'm not reading all the names off. If anyone is interested in knowing the exact varieties of these guys, feel free to ask me in a comment, and I'm happy to tell you anything I know about the specific likes of certain plants, because all Conophytum don't like the same thing. All lithops don't like the same thing. So it's really difficult when people say, oh, do this or never do that or always do this. It's like, well, for that variety, that might be a really good suggestion in general, but there's not a lot of blanket rules with these guys. Sorry, I'm just getting this guy's wedged a little bit better here. There we go. That's more what they should look like. Alrighty. So these guys actually, which because of the season I can't show you right now, but well, this one still has a little bit left. They get a little bit of a paper husk. You can, well, yeah, you can see on the bottom this white. It's a really thin white papery husk that is kind of covering these, and then they open up and spit out their new leaves, a lot like lithops, but the paper husk is actually over them during the hottest part of the summer, and it actually protects them from sun and too much heat in their natural environment. But it's kind of, they're kind of flipped opposite of lithops as far as their growing patterns. And that can be fun because it can it can kind of be helpful if you grow both of them to just help keep you in the rhythm of things. But Conophytums, they are known as short day plants for that reason, because they start growing when the days get shorter. And if you have them under grow lights in the house, it can confuse them because they really need the lower light and lower temperatures to bloom. And depending on where you are in the world, that can be really easy to come by. Like here in Idaho, it's very easy to come by. We get, 90 degrees in the summer sometimes, and very cold in the winter, which these guys are in the house, but still along a windowsill. And our sunlight changes drastically. We get a lot longer days in the summer and a lot shorter days in the winter. So they know what they're doing and they respond pretty well here. But in other environments, especially like closer to the equator, where it's just kind of similar temperatures and the sun doesn't change as much, you might want to move them to a cooler place or a little bit of a shadier place different times of year, so that they can have their little cycles. And lithops are known as long day plants because, well, for the exact opposite reason, because they start growing when the days start getting longer in March, April-ish. Alrighty, I think that is all that I have that need watering today. I didn't bring all of them down here, but this was a good little pile for you guys to look at, and I hope that was helpful in some way. I'm sorry these videos are going on a lot longer than I planned. I missed this one. But I assume if people don't want to hear me be long-winded, they'll just turn the video off. I guess you can see when you start the video that it's a long one. But when I'm videoing on my phone, it won't allow me to upload anything that is longer than about 10 minutes, so that's why a lot of these are split. But like I have said before, I had so much trouble finding information on these guys, and I still do. So when I find out information, I just suck it up, and now I'm just finding out things by doing it, which is great also. And so I want to share it with you guys in case it helps anyone in any way. So I am going to leave you for now, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day and happy growing.